Hi Aquarius, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. What it looks like to me is that there's something that you're holding on to, maybe even stubbornly, at a point where you're like, I want things to go like this, or I want this to happen. For some of you, this is about like a desire to reconnect with someone, and it looks like something is going on where that's not going to be happening, or things aren't going to go in the way that you think that it is, but you may still be in a space where you're like, I'm gonna still hold on to this forever. So maybe you're getting to a point where you're like, maybe I'm considering letting this go. Maybe this is holding me back from other opportunities. Yeah, you may actually decide to relax with something. We are starting off with a Tower. Okay, I'm looking at a Tower. We have Mars here. I'm looking at the Justice card. We have Libra here. Could be somebody with Libra placements. Can be a Libra Mars. Doesn't have to be. A tower. So I wonder if this is just like a tower of realization, or if it's something else happening. Now, the thing with this tower, to have justice follow, this means that the tower that is taking place, which may, on one hand, be like, no, I feel very out of control. Things are happening in a way where, like, I'm not the one that gets to decide how these things are going down. Nonetheless, something is happening anyway that's kind of like out of your hands. On the other hand, this is something that is like ultimately restoring balance for you. So it's absolutely here to benefit you. This is kind of creating a more equal system. That is the purpose of it. It's like shifting things, shaking things into place so they can actually be balanced, so there can actually be justice within a situation. Also, too, I will say this. For some of you, if you were kind of like ungrounded with something, or going in a direction where something needed to be like brought back down to be like rooted in reality, that may be a rebalancing as well that's happening. Because sometimes we can have fantasies that are like not grounded in reality. So yeah, there may have been something that happened that kind of shifted things back. Whatever it is, there's a sense of clarity now. So it seems like everything is, in a way, all out on the table. Trying to cover all bases here. For some of you too, I will say this, like, you have somebody that your guides are like, you do not need to be involved with this person, and so something is going on that's even like creating a separation. It's kind of like you're standing over here and this other person's standing over there, and this like crack in the foundation starts happening, and now you and this person get separated and you can't even jump across. It's too big. They can't come over here. And your guides are like, this is the dividing line, and we're just going to keep you guys separated because they're not trying to have you go through something again. It's like, this is the only way. This is leading to a balanced beginning for you moving forward. Ooh, are some of you surprised that I'm seeing something go on where somebody's reaching out to you? I feel definitely a sense of excitement with the energy. So you go through some hard or unexpected times where things kind of feel like they're all over the place, maybe more chaotic. You learning to kind of like loosen your grip on things and be more in flow with how it's meant to be, a bit less resistant, all of that. We're learning, we're living, all of that business. Now, justice is showing up and being like, I'm here from a space of balance. And I'm here to restore things when the equilibrium becomes off in some way. And I'm seeing that there's something that you're doing that is connected with this like new balanced state that you are finding yourself in. There may even be like karmic justice for a situation. I'm seeing this as beneficial to you. So yeah, you may be getting something back, or like something is being restored for you. Potentially something physically. For some of you, it's like going that far. It's going to manifest physically for you. Now, I'm seeing something new that you're starting. I'm seeing you having conversations with somebody about this. You may be like even having, I'm getting like heart-to-heart vibes with this energy. Where like you're excited, happy to be here, happy to be talking to this person, sharing what you're sharing. Maybe somebody that you're working with. Like you may be talking business with this person. You would feel like this person kind of came in at the right time, or that they're showing up at the right time, or that you guys are connecting at the right time. There's something about this starting off from a place of balance. Which is good, because like what's coming to mind is like things that begin in chaos, end in chaos. I'm seeing something that is beginning in balance. It was chaotic before, but I'm seeing again like a big restoration energy with the justice, meaning something had now like been brought back to equilibrium. There is again a sense of restoration, and then I'm seeing you starting something. So all of your ducks are in a row, so to speak. You may be talking to somebody about this new direction that you're going in, or about this direction that you're continuing to go in. I am seeing somebody that you're connecting with. Somebody that you're talking to about what it is that you're starting or what it is that you're continuing to do. But this is something that looks kind of like, if this is a project or a direction, it's closer to the beginning than it is to the middle or the end. I love when we have riddles coming through. Talking to somebody about how happy something that you're doing makes you. So now you're involved with something that genuinely brings you a sense of joy. For some of you, I'm hearing that this is a calling of yours. You feel called to be doing this. And I'm seeing somebody that you're talking to about this. And you may even be moving so far as to, for some of you, actually be reaching out to somebody and connecting with them. It seems like this person would like be involved in this area, this part of your journey. I'm seeing a very happy, jovial looking conversation. It seems also like your attention is being brought elsewhere, like to what you're doing now and what you're building towards, rather than what wasn't working out before. Because whatever tower this was, it was meant to be, whatever you were holding in your hands, whatever got slapped out of your hands, that was meant to happen. For some of you, this kind of looks like a spiritual awakening or a spiritual upgrade. Like you may have had some big epiphany or realization that's associated with your sense of spirituality or your belief system. There was an act of justice that is associated with this, or that was associated with this at the time and place of occurrence. Okay. There may also be more that you're realizing about not just your boundaries and your values, but also about we're like taking theory and making it, using it pragmatically. So this means like taking your theory of like your values and stuff like that, and now you're applying it to situations. Meaning, say you have something going on where you don't like the way that somebody's treating you, like rather than being like a bystander within your experience, I'm seeing you get more involved in being like, nah, I'm not cool with that, or whatever it is that you needed to communicate. Something was going on where it looks like you took action. I also feel like your guides had somewhat of a hand in this too. Whatever this belief system is that you've been developing, I'm seeing that it's absolutely bringing you a sense of comfort that maybe you weren't feeling before. Even with this new thing that you're starting, there may be some stuff that's like bringing some worry or anxiety at times, but I'm seeing like the more you lean into spirit, the more this is alleviating the heaviness. I wonder too if you may feel like this new aspect of what it is that you're starting, it's like this chapter that you're in right now, there may have been like worry or some heaviness that like either mentally or emotionally or energetically was being potentially like brought to another person. I'm even feeling like a sense of anxiety about like having a particular conversation with somebody, or like reaching out to somebody, or sharing something that maybe you felt kind of vulnerable about. Also too, it can be something like I'm hearing, hey mom, going in this direction. Like you may be telling somebody like, I'm not going to be working this job anymore, I'm actually going to be doing this now. Or like creatively, I see myself going in this direction. Or like, I'm going to be partnering with this person now. There's something about like news even that you're carrying that you may feel more like sensitive about, or it's kind of, I don't know, you feel more like naked or vulnerable in sharing this, because I'm seeing like anxiety or worry being associated with like messaging someone or having a particular conversation, communicating with someone. And I'm also seeing that this is associated with this like new leg of the journey that you're on. I'm not seeing this be like the tippy top very beginning. I'm seeing something that you've been doing for a little bit, but it still feels kind of new and maybe a bit like unsure you may be feeling on your end. Okay, let's keep going. Getting stuff about pizza coming through. Maybe you just had pizza. You're making progress with trusting spirit, trusting your guides, trusting the process. For some of you, there was like an issue or a worry. I'm seeing you look very, very distraught about something, and I'm seeing this be connected with like a role that you're playing, or even like a duty that you're fulfilling. This can be responsibilities as well. Like there may have been somebody that you were reaching out to that had something to do with like where you were working or your finances, but you may have felt really worried about having this conversation. Or like even a worry like, what am I going to, something about purpose. By you leaning more into towards like spirit and your inner world, and doing things that are connected with like your mission and your blueprint and things like that, like these activations, and also like researching all of the different ways that you can like break down and analyze things related to your soul mission and your path and all of that, and like receiving the guidance that you're receiving, all of the things that you have, all of the resources at your disposal. I'm seeing that this is helping you make progress with something that you had been like very worried about. But like the thing that you've been worried about, it seems like it's associated with like finances or like job or career or something like that, or like what role am I really meant to be playing? I'm seeing this be a whole thing where it feels very connected with life purpose. And for some of you, like the sticking point can be like, how am I going to be making money, and also making money doing what I love, and also like what do I love, and what do I love enough to be like doing that as a job? I'm seeing there also be like a philosophical question. I'm hearing a standabout. I don't know what a standabout is, but that's what's coming through. Maybe feeling like a standoff. So whatever had been troubling you so much, again, I'm seeing like the more you lean into the support that you have, especially through like your guides and your guidance, whomever those beings are within your life, there's like more that you're comprehending and understanding about like your purpose and what you're meant to be doing. And again, for some of you, this also translates to how you're going to be making money. And also doing something that you feel like happy about doing too. So this isn't just, I'm hearing putting bread on the table. This is also about doing something that like you feel very fulfilled in doing the thing that you're doing. Like you feel very proud to stand in this role, and like it also gives something back to you. Like it truly feels like reciprocity because of that, because of you doing something that you love to do and that you feel called to do, and genuinely you feel a sense of like happiness about, joy. I'm even getting it like the really leaning into like doing something spiritually fulfilling for yourself. It's like it looks like whatever you're doing, you may be getting to a point where you're like, I would do this for free. Like I would do this if I weren't even getting paid to be doing it. Like that's how much I love it. I'm getting really deep into this. There may be something that you still are, there's more that you're learning, and there's more that you're coming to understand, and there may still be a bit of resistance, but I'm getting, it's kind of like you could be making assumptions and you're only seeing 8/10 of the picture, and there's another 2/10 that you need to see of this, so don't make an assumption yet. There's still more that needs to be learned and understood. Like I'm seeing you be on the way of like having a full, complete, comprehensive understanding of something, but it's not all completely here yet. There are still connections that are being made, and I'm seeing like the emotional front also be connected with this for you. Okay, you see this, the way that this energy is coming through with these things that you're doing right now, this is like, what am I doing in the 3D? How am I making money? This can be like a very much a preoccupation with the things within the 3D. I will say this, it's not like making money isn't important at all, right? Like to keep a roof over your head and like food on the table and all the other things that you need to do to be able to provide for yourself and those that you're responsible for and all of that. Like money does have a meaning, it has an importance, there's like a relevance to that. However, sometimes we get so consumed in it that we forget that there are also other elements that are meant to be integrated into it in order to feel like we are kind of meeting our needs that go beyond just physical needs, beyond just physical means of something. again, like we can get very preoccupied in something, and like with the Capricorn energy too, it can be like, I'm gonna play it safe, I'm not gonna take a chance. I know that this would take a leap of faith, but I'm not going to do that, even though like the grass really may be greener on the other side in this instance. But you may have this part of you that's like, what about the money, what about this, what about that, but to the point where there may be things that you're not like reaching for or fulfilling because of a preoccupation with this stuff. Very Saturn. MC. And Saturn can restrict us. The thing with Saturn is that, like, it has a purpose. Saturn is there to kind of like regiment us and to keep us organized and to simplify things and to clean things up and allow us to be more effective. However, it can be like a poverty mindset sometimes when we're in the shadow of Saturn, where we're so consumed with just like physically what we need that we forget the spiritual element, or we're not tapping into that, or we're not realizing like our full potential within a situation because we keep playing it safe. It's like having like not having a good relationship with money, where it's like that feeling of it's never going to be enough and we have to like hoard things and save things, and it's a sense of scarcity. It can be when it's in its shadow, when it's not being balanced. And it can also be like all work and no play too. But yeah, it can be, this is coming through, like with the earth energy, and all of us have earth in our charts, and can be so worried about like finances and security and things that are like physically manifested for us, that it forgets about like, oh, I also want to be happy when I'm doing what I'm doing, or like I have values that I want to respect when it comes to how I'm making money and stuff like that, like staying within your integrity and all that jazz. There may also be something that's like somewhat elusive right now to you too with Neptune. It's like you're grasping at something but you can't like completely get a grip on it. I'm seeing a decision needs to be made. I'm looking at Aquarius on the bottom of the deck. You know what to do. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust where your heart is calling you. Trust what your heart's telling you to do. Yeah, this may be like a bit of an intimidating or like a kind of a scary choice to make, but I'm seeing like your heart knows what to do. Your intuition knows what to do. It's just about listening to it. Like getting quiet enough to hear not what your fear is telling you, but what that like wise voice is telling you within you. This means like you know what choice to make here. You know where to go, you know what decision you want to make. It's just a matter of actually doing it, of acting from that space. I even get the sense of like you have been called in this direction, and you knew you were called in this direction because this is also where your passion lies. Like this is what you envisioned for yourself. If you were not held back by anything, this is what you would be exploring. I'm getting like a very adventurous, excited energy here, but at the same time there being like so many worries about it. It's like I love this thing, and that also has me feeling so distraught because there's like a lot of leaning into the air energy. The air energy may be getting like becoming ungrounded. When air energy is ungrounded, it can be like racing thoughts, like having a hard time being present. It can be kind of like dissociating, zoning out, like being catastrophizing, things like that, where we kind of need to like ground back and root in reality and kind of like simplify where we're going. Also too, if you're doing anything that is increasing your anxiety, you're going to want to reverse that, especially when it comes to what you're ingesting and also how much you're sleeping. Getting proper sleep, making sure you're drinking enough. The thing with water too is that like being hydrated will also help you like channel and connect with your higher self. Water helps conduct the energy physically. Even when you're washing your hands, stuff like that, you connecting with water will help like bring messages forward. Whether it's like washing the dishes or washing your hands or being in the shower. I'm even getting something about like putting your hands in water to conduct. Yeah, if you feel like something is still eluding you and you can't get a complete grasp on it, you need to do whatever it is that you do that helps you get connected with yourself. And it can be so many different things. Like for some of you, it's meditating. For some of you, it's like finding the quiet, calm center. It can be doing like self-care that you need to do. So many different things. However it is for you, that it helps you to connect with like your guides, and it helps get like all of the extra sensory noise out. And it helps like the messages come through. Like to help you tune into the channel. Yes. That's what's going to help bridge the gap. I'm hearing of your understanding. Yes, do it. Be patient with it. This is definitely a challenge right now for you to get connected with yourself in this way. I'm seeing it be available to you. It's just a matter of tuning in, getting quiet enough to listen and hear what it's saying. Like when your heart is still and calm, what is it telling you? Because for some of you, there's still something going on that's related to fear. It's like the fear of like losing control or being out of control, or like things crumbling down. So this is like a lack of trust in what's happening. Practicing affirmations may be helpful to you as well. Like things that comfort you and are reassuring to you. Like that your guides are protecting you and watching over you, asking for guidance to be moving in alignment with your divine path, opening yourself up, asking for clear messages in whatever ways they come, being present, being in the moment, especially if you worry a lot. Every time you feel yourself kind of drifting into worrying, to just like repeat, be here now, be here now, be here now, and kind of like ground yourself back down into your body. Finding the equanimity. Okay, so it looks like a tower is forcing you into a decision that needs to be made. I'm seeing this be guided. Spirit's like, your spirit guides are all around you and they're like, hey, this is your opportunity. Like you didn't want to jump and so we kind of pushed you and now you get to make the choice. I'm seeing it be something like that, where like, you know, when I don't, like, this may not happen to all of you guys, but sometimes before you jump into a body of water, you can kind of be teetering on the edge and like, I don't know, I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And like kind of backing up and then kind of looking at the water again. It's like that hesitation. It seems like you just got pushed and your guides are like, you got this, you got this. And so you're like flailing a little bit, maybe feeling that, but I'm seeing your guides be with you every step of the way, and I'm seeing a decision that needs to be made. I'm seeing now the justice comes through, so this means you need to check in with your morals, check in with your values, ask yourself what is the right choice to make here within this situation for you, where you would be in alignment with your integrity and doing what you feel like is right. That's going to be different for each of us. Nobody can tell you what that is for you. Only you know. And so this is going to be your choice to make. And something that you really need to lean into trusting yourself with. I'm seeing you make progress. I'm seeing there be an understanding that you are receiving about what choice needs to be made, and also about where you want to go and what you're doing. Then I'm seeing like the worry kind of hit you, where you may be feeling like a bit overwhelmed. It kind of reminds me of like going through a long, rigorous day, and it's like when you sit down, you just feel so like exhausted and just worried and tired, and there's so much. And like metaphorically, maybe even literally too, I'm seeing you like kind of dragging yourself into like the shower and just like sitting in the water for a little bit, or standing in the water and just like having something kind of like renew you or cleanse your energy, or like do whatever self-care it is that helps you feel grounded. Especially too because like with air energy, meaning like thoughts and all of the mercury and all of that stuff, doing things that are tactile, that physically ground your body, can be helpful. Because when you become ungrounded, like within the air space, it means that like all of your energy kind of like zooms up into this area, and that's where everything is kind of shooting out of. And so in order to like bring the rest of your energy back down into the rest of your body, you can do things like walking around barefoot, anything that is going to like remind you of tactile feelings. You can like wash your face, like put ice on your face, go to a tree and touch a tree and ground that way, look out the window, go outside, observe things, count like various things that are in the room, notice things. It all wants to bring you back into the present moment. That's how you ground ungrounded air energy. Pull yourself back into your body and do physical things. Working out helps. Even something where you need to like catch something or be like aware and within your body. Things that kind of take you out of the thought space and are engaging enough that your mind isn't really going to drift until you kind of like self-regulate again, until you feel grounded. So I'm seeing that happen. Then it's like you wake up the next morning, and then I'm seeing something about a message. I'm seeing somebody here that it looks like you are connecting with or reaching out to, having a conversation with. This person may be like a boss, maybe a coworker, may have something to do with your finances, maybe like associated with responsibilities that you have, things like that. I do get the energy, but like this is somebody that you respect. This is somebody also that it seems like this person is like looking out for you, but there may be like something, like some news that you need to be telling this person that may feel like kind of heavy, but I'm seeing like you just moving in flow with how things are happening and unfolding is going to kind of like keep you steady, and to also keep in mind like this pursuit of happiness of yours and why you're doing what you're doing. And what I'm seeing is that slowly but surely there is this realization that you're coming to where your perspective is like growing 10 times bigger within this whole situation. Really feeling like you are gaining like the whole comprehensive perspective, and that's going to be the completion of you finishing this karmic test. That's what this karmic test has been about. That's what the challenge has been about. That's what this wall has been that you're about to be transcending, crossing over. And things are about to really calm down for you as well, I'm seeing, in a big way. And it looks like there's something new that you're going to be starting. I don't want to get too far ahead because I feel like this was still a lot, so we'll leave that for another time. So I'm looking at Mars, Libra, Taurus, Neptune, the Moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.